Hey everybody, it's Regan Sample, real estate agent with Regan Realty here in Longmont, and today I'm with Ron Piekarski, the president of Eco-Cuisine Inc. So thanks for being with us today, Ron. And first, I just want to ask you, tell us a little bit about your business.
The company was started back in 1992, and I started as a consulting company and continued doing that. But then in 1996, decided to create my own brand of products because I became a vegan in 1976 for health reasons.
Okay.
And I was overweight, over 200 pounds. I had bronchopneumonia twice, smoked when I was really young. So I had everything going against me. And my parents had a lot of the chronic diseases that we're suffering from today.
Oh, wow.
And I decided to myself that I needed to make a change, and diet was the change. So I started transforming my diet in 1976. Shortly after becoming a certified meat cutter, I became a vegan. So
Okay.
I was really well immersed in both sides of the field, and I was trained in classical French cuisine. I graduated from culinary school in 1973. And so that all kind of carried over into what I was doing. And just backtracking a bit, I was raised in the restaurant business, so there was the restaurant side of it.
Yeah.
And then there's the artistic side of it, which was my loving art. I started oil painting and taking classes and doing commissioned paintings when I was in high school. So there was the
Wow.
artist side. So that ties into the culinary art piece of it.
I was
So
going to
it's all
say, there
kind
you
of
go. It's
weaved together.
the background and knowledge to make great dishes and make great food, but then the artistry to present it where it looks amazing.
I wanted to really make a difference with food. And after becoming a vegan and realizing what it was doing for me and realizing its impact on the health of Americans, and this isn't that you have to become a vegan or that you have to become a vegetarian, but that would be embrace it as part of our dietary lifestyle. We're omnivores, we're not carnivores, we're not herbivores. So I wanted to create something that was right down the middle of the road that would appeal to everybody.
Sure.
And so I figured the first way to do that was to do something that would make a difference in the industry. And that's when I decided to compete in the International Culinary Olympics.
Wow.
And I went the first time, and you have to qualify as an American member of the American Culinary Federation, compete, like you do trials in athletics. You have
Sure.
to go through trials and so that you can even compete before they allow you on the stage.
Yeah.
And so I did that, and in 1980 went for the first time. And everybody just kind of looked at me like, what are you doing here? Because it was so far, they just were not in that realm at all. So I competed and won, and then I competed 5 more times in 84, 88, 92, and 96. And I wasn't competing in a vegetarian category. Then I competed with the meat, dairy, eggs, and everything. So I had to
Sure.
make my food stand up to theirs in
Yeah.
the competition. And it took, 1 gold, 3 silvers, and 3 bronzes over the
Wow, that's awesome.
20 years. And the last medal I won was a gold, and it was won in the first ever vegetarian category that they had. So they actually instituted a vegetarian category 20 years after I started, and it was the first vegetarian category ever. And
That's incredible. It's right, it finally won right in your wheelhouse.
Yes. And then that led me to when I was in Boston, where I was living at the time, and I went for my final competition. I quoted the Boston Globe as saying, once I come back from the Olympics, I have to take what I did there and put it on America's plates. And that was the real challenge. And that's where Eco-Cuisine really started to evolve. Because It's one thing to say you won the medal, so what? I can pin it on my wall and pin it on my ego or whatever.
Sure.
It doesn't make any difference. It's just a medal. So how do I take that and move that forward? And there's a lot of side stories to that, but the primary story is when I came out, I was doing a lot of dinners and conventions around the country, and the major complaint was the food was too expensive and it was too labor intensive. So I figured, there's my segue in with my product. So I wanted to produce something that the chefs could work with.
Yeah.
It's not, here's a package you open up and you stick it in the deep fried fryer, you stick it in the oven or whatever. So I created these what I call speed scratch dry mixes. And so it's like you got a ground beef mix, and you can take the ground beef mix and you can use it to make bolognese sauce, burgers, meatloaf, crumbles for tacos. So the chef can get creative. What kind of meatloaf? What kind of burger? So once I teach them how to do that, then all they have to do is run with it, and they want to be creative. They want to create signature items. And then what I did on my website is I went and created all these training videos, because the chefs were asking me to fly all over the country, and I said, it has to be a better way. So I created the videos, and so when they want to learn, they just go to the video pages and get the training. And the other thing is, I'm trying to work as much with local ingredient suppliers as I can. For instance, I developed a burger for Snarf's, which I think of the name of the company. It's Food Solutions. They're here. They're another manufacturer, and they produce the burger that I developed for Snarf. It's a Southwestern burger. And what's really special about this, Regan, is that you're giving me a little voice, giving Eco-Cuisine a little presence here in our backyard, because I've been doing this for over 20 years here. I'm just now starting to break into our market, in our local market, and I'm really excited about it. More excited about that than all the rest of it. It's just special. So thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, you bet. And thanks for telling us all about it. And I love supporting local. I think that's something great about our area is we want to support our local businesses and the people that are part of our community. And I'm excited to let more people know what you're doing, and I'm excited to see it grow. Well, thanks again, and thanks for watching, everybody.